Two guys talking shit, where the only thing we love more than sports is arguing with each other. So what's the first thing we got on the docket for the day, Pete?
We got to start with the NCAA tournament. It's a hot topic right now. A lot of things have happened so far. I mean, you got some big upsets. You got Rhode Island right now battling it out with Oregon. I think they were tied with like 3.5 minutes left, so that could be a huge upset. A lot of spoilers going off there. Even though they're not really a sleeper, as an 11 seed, they got to be qualified as one. Virginia laid an egg against Florida. Wow.
So is everybody's bracket fucked at this point? Like
Zero perfect brackets after day 2. Did you see that? Like 16.8 million brackets, 0 perfect.
Well, you gotta figure day 1 and 2, there's the most games for people to go down and like lose a team at. So that's where you're most likely to lose it. But
nobody. I mean, no. Like usually, like 100 people make it to day 2 or 3 and 3 and 4, and you get your first you get your first loss. But 0 people after day 2 is pretty incredible.
I have to say, the Middle Tennessee State in day 1, I was sitting there shitting a brick because I thought they were the only 5-12 upset I didn't try to call. And they were one of the few that I did. I didn't even remember my own damn bracket.
I think 3 12s ended up winning.
Yeah. I fucked the other ones up, but, whatever.
But the Big Ten looks pretty strong. Michigan State went down today, but other than that, you got some quality teams.
And I thought they were going to pull that one out, too. They were rebounding extremely well. They lost that in the last, 3 minutes.
They lost by 20, I think. So
they lost by 20 in, the last 3 minutes.
I have to give props to still my Michigan Wolverines, man. Beating Louisville today, down 8 at the half, coming back strong. So I have to give them the props they deserve. Big win for the Michigan Wolverines today.
I'm not as shitty a person as you, so I do root Big Ten in this scenario. So, yeah, let's go Michigan.
And anytime Rick Pitino loses is always a good day for the universe.
Hey, Satan, God struck him down today.
For a German named Mo Wagner, let's just say that, with a career-high 26 points today. So, big-time guys make big-time plays, and he came up big for us today.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, the Big Ten's still rolling strong. Wisconsin, Purdue, who saw Wisconsin upsetting Villanova?
Their size is the thing that keeps them in any game. They're big, they're physical, and Bronson Koenig, how much I can hate that guy, can still shoot the ball. I mean, he had 8 3-pointers in their first win in the first round. So, I mean, the guy can flat out shoot.
And let's not overlook Northwestern. First time they ever make the tournament, and they gave Gonzaga a game today.
They did give Gonzaga.
Yesterday? Was that one yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
I mean, only losing by 6 points against Gonzaga, I mean, that is a hell of a Gonzaga team.
Yeah, we'll have some fun games coming up between the end tonight's last game. I think is probably going to be the best game of the day, Cincinnati versus UCLA. You got Ball against a good coach Cincinnati team. And that'll be a fun game to watch. I think that could be really close. I think UCLA still pulls it off, but I think Cincinnati gives them everything they can handle tonight.
One, you're just most interested in that game because that's who's going to play Michigan.
No. We got the Rhode Island Oregon winner.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected. But let's take a second here, and can we talk about the Ball family? LeVar Ball has to be the most fucked up soccer mom-esque basketball dad that has ever existed.
I would hate to be the son or daughter of this guy.
I would be, I'd be walking over to my dad and be like, look, old man, sit the fuck down. He's sitting here he's challenging Barkley to 101. And let's be honest, I don't know anything about LeVar Ball, but he could probably win that at this point. Old Chuck's pretty pudgy around the middle these days.
I think he said he could beat Michael Jordan, right?
He said in his prime he could have beaten Michael Jordan one-on-one in his prime. Um,
Like, let's take a minute. I'm the first one to say I hate Michael Jordan in all aspects of life. But you're playing one on one against arguably the best player to ever play basketball, period. End of story.
even
And you're
LeBron
saying
James doesn't make those comments.
it's just ludicrous. All you're doing at that point is looking for attention. You're
Oh,
looking for your 5 minutes of fame. Let's say the most asinine thing I can think of, and we're gonna put it out there, and somebody will TMZ will pick it up and give you your 5 minutes of fame. That's all that is, and it's trash.
again, I don't know anything about the guy. He might have been a good basketball player. If he was, why the hell don't I know his name? But to tell me you can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one, that's a stretch for anyone ever.
In 36 games for Washington State, he averaged 2.2 points and 2.3 rebounds per game.
Who is this scrub? Shut your mouth.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying.
and maybe I've misheard the quotes. Maybe he's saying that his son could have beaten Michael Jordan in when Michael was in his prime. But even then, you're making a statement about a college player, a damn good college player. Don't get me wrong. Lonzo Ball is awesome. Again, greatest player of all time. Like the NBA is the one sport where yeah, you can make arguments for a few other players, but you don't have too many arguments against when you say Michael Jordan was the greatest NBA player of all time. You got to have
It's
people like you that just absolutely hate him to make arguments for other people.
He's a shitty person.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. He's a
He
shitty
also,
person.
I
He's
mean,
a great fucking basketball player.
LeVar also said that his three sons would be worth a $1 billion for a shoe deal.
Okay, I've I know even less about his other two sons than I do his first one because let's be honest, I'm not truly paying attention to Lonzo Ball until he's, facing off against NBA players because you can't stack him up as, what the shoe deal's going to be and shit like that until he can actually sign a shoe deal. So I'm not even putting him there. But from what I've heard about his other sons, just from other, from analysts talking about him and shit like that.
LaMelo's good. I mean, LaMelo Ball, I think he's a senior this year. I'm not really sure. I don't watch. And I know you. I mean, he's going to go to a UCLA caliber team. I think he is actually committed to UCLA. So I mean, but I mean to say if that is because of Lonzo, I am not sure. If it's a package deal, how much did they pay to get the whole package of all three of them? I don't know. Did you see Lamelo score like 100 points in his high school game? He scored 100 points in a high school game. There was no D at all.
I
Like, let's cherry pick the entire game, and that's what they did. The other team would score, and they would throw it all the way down to the other side of the court, and he would lay it in.
So he doesn't play defense, is what you're
No,
telling me.
plays no defense. There's no defense. And
Okay.
yeah, he can shoot. I saw a couple of highlights, and he can shoot the ball. But I would say like 75 of those points were just layups that he just laid in with no defense around him.
Well, the thing is, as much of a douchebag as his dad is, like, best PR man on the face of the planet for his kids.
Oh yeah,
Like,
bad publicity is still good publicity. I mean,
we're talking about a senior in high school and one that's even younger than that.
we're
I would
not talking LeBron. We're not like LeBron was huge. His high school is. I mean, SI picked him up. Everybody picked him up, but like we're not talking the caliber that LeBron is, the once in a generation player either.
no. I mean, LeBron was huge across the nation for a high school player. Yeah, we grew up in Ohio, so obviously we knew who he was, but people out in California, you know, people thousands of miles away from us knew who LeBron James was when he was a junior in high school.
And now we know who the Ball family is because their dad is
the best PR man in college sports right now.
I mean, the WWE should hire him to do publicity for the wrestlers.
The new Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good hype man. Let's see if his kids can actually. And you know what? If his kids don't pan out, we'll forget about the whole family in 10 years, and nobody will ever remember this asinine comments that this guy actually made. But if it does work out, he looks like a genius.
I want to see him go one-on-one with Charles Barkley.
Oh, TNT should pick up that segment.
Partially because I'm still a little bitter towards Charles Barkley with his comments towards my Cavs early on in the season, and I want to see him have a heart attack. So, yeah, fuck you, Charles.
Oh, those are awful statements to make, but yep.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I have to admit, the steak. Have you seen the steaks on a plane commercial?
I heard it today. I didn't see it.
The most hilarious thing on television right now. Best commercial.
But I heard it. You know, if you're gonna call out Samuel L., I guess you do have some balls left.
That should have been a Super Bowl commercial, in my opinion. Why they wasted it on the NCAA tournament, but it makes me laugh every time I see it, hands down.
I don't know why anybody would pay Charles Barkley to be on TV. He can't even speak English anymore. But yeah, the getting back to the tournament, it's always a fun ride. Those first 2 days, even into day 3 and day 4, a little less exciting for me. But those first 2 days, I mean, I'm not a huge basketball person, but I love those first 2 days.
It brings you back to a kid trying to skip school and staying home and watching the tournament.
Oh yeah, I still remember where I was pretty much every year of high school. I was either in a classroom where you had a cool teacher that would allow you to sit and watch games all day and write you a pass to get out of class, or you just skipped entirely and went home and watched basketball.
Yeah, play hooky, man. That's the best way to do it.
Oh yeah. I should have done that from work.
Absolutely. If I could have gotten away with it, I totally would have. Just take PTO for those couple days. But I just can't, I can't make an excuse to use PTO on college basketball.
I don't know that I need an excuse, but I'm sure I could come up with one.
Yeah. Well, Oregon did pull it off. They beat Rhode Island 75-72. So the upset story for Rhode Island is now closed.
No big bracket bust today, huh?
No big bracket. Oh, I mean, Unk got a scare. UNC.
Yeah.
Got a big old scare today.
I would say Michigan beating Louisville probably damaged some people's brackets.
We still got Baylor against SoCal right now.
Yeah, tied.
The Trojans tied 50-50 with about 11 minutes to go. So that could be the upset. Who I had nobody that I've known had USC making it this far.
I did not have USC as winning that play-in game, so
it'll be a fun next couple of weeks in the college basketball tournament.
What game are you most excited to see in the next round?
I haven't really looked at the brackets to see the matchups for next week yet. So Michigan, Oregon would probably be the top of my list just because it's the only two teams that I know are actually playing each other right now. It may sound foolish and me not really knowing what's going on next round, but I just haven't taken the time to look at it. I've been more focused on today.
Well, we're only, a little over halfway locked in. The two I'm most interested to watch, personally, would be Xavier against Arizona. I'd love to see Xavier pull that out.
That'll be a fun game to watch. I didn't even think about that one.
My bracket's fucked at this point anyway, so, I mean, I'm just waiting for the world to burn. Wisconsin, Florida, I think that could be a good matchup.
I think Wisconsin will take that. Even though Florida is good on the glass, I think Wisconsin, their size, once again, most teams can't handle that. Michigan shot really well when they beat them in the Big Ten tournament. That's about the only thing you can do to beat them is you got to shoot lights out.
Wisconsin knows how to recruit two things: giant basketball players and giant offensive linemen.
Offensive linemen, of course. Gonzaga against the full court press of West Virginia. I think that'll be a fun game to see how well Gonzaga handles the pressure against the full full court press, and Bob Huggins is always fun to watch at West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
That would be my game right now.
All right, moving on. We got a question you posed to me. What I consider to be sports versus what I consider to be games.
I love this argument right here because I'm a big. As soon as you get real competitive into anything, I think it's considered a sport at that point. Bowling, badminton, doesn't matter. Ping pong,
Badminton's a sport.
badminton's a sport.
Not
What makes it not a
not,
sport?
not a good one, but it's a
Not a good
sport.
one.
Athletic ability.
Is ping pong a sport?
On the level that it's played in the Olympics, yes. On the level of,
You playing it?
you and me playing in a basement, no.
If I go to
if
the
you
Y,
can drink a beer while doing it, it's not a sport anymore.
if I go to the Y and play pickup basketball like 5-on-5 with a bunch of dudes, is that considered a sport at that point? Because I'm not playing it at a high level.
No, you're not playing it at a high level, but you're still requiring all of your athletic ability. Now that bar might be pretty low, but there's still some there.
Is it called the Olympic Games for a reason?
I don't know. I can't think of too many things in the Olympics that I wouldn't consider a sport.
I mean, ping pong is in the Olympics.
Again, and on the level that it's played in the Olympics, that they have to be fairly athletic. You got people diving for shit.
Yeah. But when you're playing for gold medals, I mean, you're going to dive for shit.
Exactly. Like, it's a little different there.
Badminton, I think is at one time I know was an Olympic sport.
Again, it's like as far down as you can get on my consideration of a sport.
NASCAR.
No. Again, if you could drink a beer while doing it, it's not a sport. Now, should you drink a beer while driving? No. But can you? You're sitting down the whole time. How is that athletic in any way?
It's not. I mean, it's like I can drive 24/7 as well. Like I can do it, but I'm not going at 200 miles an hour around a bank track.
It's a skill, yes. It's not an athletic skill. It's definitely a skill to be able to control a vehicle moving that fast the way that you do is impressive.
With 40 other people right behind you, beside you, in front of you.
Yeah, it's still no sport.
So it's a game. Is it? I don't even call. Is it a game?
It's a contest. Just because you piss yourself while you're out there doesn't make it a sport.
I always thought that was weird. I mean, I guess you gotta go when you gotta go.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
But like usually, I don't have to pee within 3 hours of each other. Like if I got like I go at the beginning of my trip. You know what? I drive for 7 hours and then I get out of the car and go.
Bowling, because I know you're a big bowler. Sorry.
A game?
It's a game. You spend the majority of the time sitting down. You stand up for 30 seconds at a time, and then you go sit down and wait for everybody else to do it, and then you get back up for a little bit. Like,
so I mean, I'm pro bowling. I think to be able to have the accuracy that they do, to be precise, to know exactly what they're dealing with, to adjust, I think that's impressive. And most of the bowlers are pretty, I mean, physically athletic people.
just because most people that do it are athletic does not make it an athletic skill. Now, it is a skill. Knowing the patterns, like you said, knowing the angles, and being able to do that stuff is impressive. I'm sorry, I just can't consider something where the majority of the time that you're doing it, you're sitting down. I can't consider that a sport.
Pool and darts. What about those?
No,
Classic
they're
bar
games.
game.
Again, you can do it while drinking a beer.
Curling. I know you're gonna say stop it right now. There are female viewers out there.
One, your wife. Curling is not a sport. No, you're sweeping and sliding on ice. No, your best team for a curling would be two maids, and
Way to cover yourself.
yeah, I did
I'm
say
proud of you.
I did say housewives would be two maids and I don't know somebody to push a giant freaking puck down the ice.
A hockey player and two maids.
I,
Boom.
I guess I don't know. It just I don't know why it's an event at the Olympics, let alone consider it a sport.
I mean, the Canadians usually win it, so it doesn't really matter at that point.
They got a lot of ice.
So, do you think having a defense against you considers like a majority of a sport? I mean, being competitive, not me take a turn, you take a turn, I take a turn, you take a turn, so on and so forth. Does that qualify as a game, or is it something that I'm doing and you're guarding me? Does that make it a sport more than a game?
No, I don't think that's a qualifier. Because I would say that sprinting is a sport. I would say that skiing in the Winter Olympics, stuff like that. That I consider that all to be sports. But if it doesn't take true athletic skill, I I just don't see it being a sport.
Okay.
It's a game or a contest or something along those lines to me.
A competition.
Yes, bring it on, NASCAR fans. I'm here for all your hate. It's not a sport. I
What? So it's a race at that point, not a sport.
Yeah, it's a race, and again, just because I qualify something as a game doesn't mean that the person
You
that
can't
has
enjoy watching it.
what?
It doesn't mean you can't enjoy watching it.
Yeah, and it doesn't belittle anybody that takes part in that or does it for a living or anything like that. It's still a skill I don't have. It's just not an athletic skill, which I don't have athletic skills either. So otherwise, I'd be taking on LeVar Ball 1-on-1. Maybe
At
we
the
go
Y.
two. Maybe we go 2-on-1. I feel like I could take him and Charles Barkley right now.
I'll still take I'll still take the under of whatever the final score of that game is. Have you caught any of the WBC, World Baseball Classic?
I have not. You're pretty aware that I'm not a huge baseball guy to begin with. So if it's not the Indians, I tend not to watch.
It's had some quality baseball. I mean, I know like there's only like 4 countries that can actually really play baseball
Yeah,
well. Like you got Venezuela, you got the Dominican Republic, you got the United States.
it's the U.S. and South America.
It really is. But I mean, the quality of baseball those teams put on, amazing. That game yesterday, the United States won. Absolutely a fantastic game to watch, and I think more people should have the quality to be able to see that, not be put on ESPN Deportes every game.
Well, it hurts it for one, because it is on right now during March Madness. So, I mean, other than the Super Bowl, this is a sports fan's like weekend or day. If you that's some stiff competition for the event to go up against itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely think it's something that should get more TV time. It's sports this time of year, which we are, other than March Madness, we're kind of bereft of at the moment. I always feel this way this time of year because I'm predominantly a football guy. But yeah, I definitely think, put those on CBS or even just regular ESPN pri-
Fox.
prime
Fox picks up baseball.
prime time and you'll get some viewership. Now, I think the WBC in its entirety is stupid for two reasons. One, if you're going to have a worldwide baseball competition, just take it back to the Olympics. It doesn't make any sense to have it separated from the Olympics.
I agree, and I think baseball should be in the Olympics. It went out after '96, I do believe. I think '96 was the last Olympic game to have baseball, and it's one of those sports. It's once again, you either love it or you hate it, and it's a hard one for people to really get behind because you do all the pool play and then you go into bracket style. It's just a long way, and baseball's very slow if you don't understand it, and it's hard to get behind.
My other issue for what you're getting out of it, you're just risking too much injury to good players.
Right before the
Um,
season. I mean, you're in spring training right now, so I mean, and I think a lot of chemistry is put into spring training baseball. So I think having time to deal with, and especially for some of those catchers who's not getting the time with their pitchers, I think that could have negatively affect a Buster Posey, say.
Definitely. Yeah, I just think the risk of injury is way too high. You know, the last thing you want to see is a pitcher go to the WBC and then have to go out and need Tommy John surgery. Like, the second that happens, you're going to see the WBC go away.
But you know what? I'm all for it. I love the WBC. Anytime you put on the red, white, and blue and represent the United States, I get behind it. I'm
I mean, yeah, I'm
I,
going to root for it. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to watch it.
I love when nations you're playing for your country. I think I think players have a lot more fun. I think fans enjoy it more, and I think it's better for the sport when you're playing for your country.
The military does that all the time, Pete. They're always playing for their country. Come on,
Absolutely.
get out there and root for them.
I support our troops 100%, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. It's fun, but again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get viewership. Like I don't watch figure skating, and they're competing for America. Last time I remember even a figure skater's name was when the one took out Nancy Kerrigan. What was that crazy bitch's name?
Nancy Kerrigan and
Tanya Harding. Tanya
Anya Harding.
Harding. Yeah, yeah. Whoa.
What a good story.
She really wanted to win. That was the only time figure skating was ever interesting. You
It's
got
so
you got a cutthroat bitch coming at your knees.
it's hard to be interesting when you got Russian judges screwing everybody every year.
It's hard to be interesting when you're jumping around on ice without a puck or a hockey stick.
I mean, hey, I give credit to somebody being able to do a backflip on ice.
You want to bring Timmy and Tammy from the Mighty Ducks in there? I'll do some watching.
We get some quality action right there.
Heck yeah. Darrell Revis has been in the news a little lately. He got charged with 4 different counts after being involved in a fight, and
What else?
well, I mean, we haven't seen this from Darrell Revis before, but the NFL and sports in general are kind of, well, you hear about this stuff all the time, but Darrell Revis was all of his 4 charges were dismissed. I don't think that you get 4 charges and none of them were true, but
So fill me in. What happened?
he apparently got in a fight. Well, according to the courts, a friend of his got in a fight outside of I don't remember if it was outside of a bar or a restaurant or what happened, but essentially something transpired and Darrell Revis was present. He got charged with, apparently he was being videoed by a gentleman and asked the guy to stop. He refused, and Revis grabbed his phone, tried to delete the video, tossed the phone into the street. He was charged with 4 felonies, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of each of robbery and conspiracy, and a misdemeanor count of making terroristic threats. Um,
What kind of terroristic threats are you making outside of a bar?
I apparently to destroy the guy's cell phone. Who the fuck knows? But now there are two things about this whole story that I kind of wanted to point out. One, if you're charged with that many things, you did something wrong. I've never in my life been accused of something I didn't do. Now, did I lie my way out of it? Yeah, that's happened. But I've never been accused of something I didn't do. And two, all right, so his friend steps up and says that he actually did all this shit. Yeah, if I were Daryl Reeves and have made millions upon millions, no one has manipulated contracts better than Daryl Reeves in his time. I would pay somebody $2 million to say to take all these charges for me as well.
Always have a fall guy. Isn't that what you're taught? Isn't that one of the things, the segments that they say when you go into the NFL? When you're going into the combine and they bring some famous guy who fucked up earlier in his fucking past?
Chris
Always
Carter.
have a fall guy.
Chris Carter. His words
It's
exactly.
so true.
It is. I mean, if you're a professional athlete, and I'm looking at you, Josh Gordon, have somebody to blame it on every time.
Pay somebody to blame it on. I
Yes.
don't care what you did.
You got all
If
your boys
someone's
from
gonna
high
pay me
school.
150K a year to say I did it, hell yeah, I did it.
Somebody says, "Hey, you're gonna stick around my entire, professional football career, and I'm gonna pay you $5 million over the long term. And every time I do something wrong, you're gonna raise your hand and say I did it, even if I
Say I
had."
killed a dead hooker in your hotel room. Damn straight I did.
Ray
I
Lewis
killed
had
that
that
hooker.
guy. Ray Lewis had that guy. But this kind of brought me to a bigger question that I know we've discussed before in the past. Do you need professional athletes to be good people, to be good role models? Is that a responsibility that they have?
No, I mean you would generally hope so, but I think in sports in general, as I've always said, needs a good hero and needs a good villain. And so when you have people that you hate for a stupid reason, I think it's better all around for the sport. I always have thought that heroes and villains make good storylines. And to have people that you hate is always better than even sometimes than who you really enjoy watching.
I look at it from a different angle. Where did sports start? Sports started with gladiators. So that's what I consider these people. What did gladiators do?
They killed
They killed and
for strictly for entertainment purposes.
they fuck prostitutes. But I don't need these people. Like, I am watching them for entertainment. Like, I am watching them for huge hits. I'm watching them for, deep threes, for huge dunks, for, whatever you're watching, whatever sport and whatever cool act is in it. That's what you're watching these people for. I'm not watching them for being good people. Ray
You know
Lewis
what?
was one of the greatest linebackers of all time. He's a murderer. Joe Namath loved cocaine and booze. One of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Guilty.
Ray
John Daly.
Ray Rice. Yeah, he hit a woman. He's a terrible person. He was still a pretty good running back.
You know what I think is funny? Is Gronkowski can literally do anything and it's okay for him. People just laugh because it's Gronk and everybody loves him even when he fucks up. It's hilarious. He
That's
was
because he
caught
embraces it.
motorboating a girl, had video all over the internet. And he's like, yeah, that was me. What are you going to do about it?
He's the one guy that embraces it. He doesn't step down from it. He's a party boy. He's a frat guy. He loves going out and just doing stupid shit. And he just embraces it. And because he's good, he gets away with it. Johnny Manziel did the same thing. He did all the same shit that Gronk does, but he fucking blows. So he doesn't get away with it.
Is that really the only difference between the two of them?
Yeah. If Johnny Manziel came out and threw for 5,000 yards a season and 30 touchdowns and
Everybody
6
it would all be
interceptions,
forgotten.
no one, there is not a person that would give a shit if he was rolling up 20 snorting coke in a bathroom. Like, As long hey, as long as you're passing a drug test and Roger Goodell doesn't check it, you're good. But I mean, I don't need these people to be good people. I need them to be good players.
But the whole argument is, well, they're role models for small children.
They
Those
didn't
are the people that they grow up watching and trying to be, so they should be good human beings.
they didn't ask to be.
It,
They're really good at a sport, so they're getting paid to play a sport. They're not getting paid to be a role model. Look at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, we watched for what, 19 years or something playing the NFL? Comes out in his last season that he's teabagging someone at the University of Tennessee when he's 17 years old.
what a great story.
Can we talk about how quickly that story went away?
His career was over. I mean, that's mainly why. Did the NFL sweep it under the rug?
I'm just saying we're talking about a top 3 quarterback all time that it comes out in his last year, his grand finale season. It comes out that he's dragging his nuts across someone's forehead at the University of Tennessee, and that was a news story for about a day.
Yeah, they swept that out under the rug pretty quickly.
So fast. It's like, oh, that's just Peyton.
Why does he get away with it? But if anybody else.
I don't know. It just amazed me how quickly that just wasn't an issue anymore. And the same thing with, did he take PEDs? That went away without any real investigation, to my knowledge, into if he actually did. Which I'm a big proponent of PEDs for all professional sports. They're already gladiators. Let's make them juiced up gladiators and have some fun with it.
Baseball especially. You roid them out. If you want to go bury bombs, grow 8 hat sizes in 4 years, by all means, do it. You know what the best season of baseball, in my opinion, ever was? The home run race between who? Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. You know why? Because they hit home runs.
They were taking shots in the ass in between each at bat.
That was the best season of baseball I have ever lived, just simply because these two roided out players were just hitting monster shots.
I was watching baseball every day then.
Yeah.
I am not a baseball guy. I was watching baseball every day to see if one of those two jacked another homer.
Roided monsters would hit another bomb. Yeah.
What were we in 6th grade?
Yeah, middle school.
We didn't know what steroids were at the time, but if I did, I could have looked at Mark McGwire and told you he was on steroids.
When your forearms are that big, there's no way.
The guy was a tree.
Jose Canseco. He's just fun to watch. You know why? Because he's stupid, but he's strong as an ox and can hit a ball a fucking mile.
Hell yeah. I just don't think we need, I don't know why these people are held to a higher standard. They're just people. If they want to go out and do dumb shit, as long as it's not affecting their career, what they do to make money, I mean, as long as I'm not doing shit that fucks
you gotta
up my
protect the
career.
shield, Sam. You gotta protect the shield.
Fuck the shield.
Integrity.
Fuck Roger Goodell. The only person fucking up the shield is Roger Goodell himself, making it a pussy sport.
And when you sign a contract, I'm pretty sure there's a fine print that says don't do anything to fuck up our standing with being a Packer. Play by the rules of the team and you'll be fine. So I'm pretty sure somewhere in the contract there are terms of being an upright citizen.
I mean, there are terms as far as, don't break the law, but that's the law. There are terms for that for everybody. If I went out and shot 5 people tonight, I'd get fired from my job too.
But Ray Lewis has a better lawyer than you do. That's the difference.
Ray Lewis has people he can pay and said, yeah, I'm the one that stabbed that bitch.
What happened to Aaron Hernandez? Where'd that all go wrong? Where's his fall guy?
Dude, I don't know. That was some crazy shit. It's one thing Ray Lewis, one guy, like, you murdered multiple people? Like, it was almost like a manhunt situation like we had with terrorists when that Hernandez shit came out. They were hunting him down like they did the Boston
Oh,
Marathon bomber.
poor guy.
Poor guy.
Say poor guy. He's a shithead.
Yeah, I mean, you killed 2 people. You deserve to rot in prison. But, I mean, if he makes it out and wants to come play football again, he was still a good football player.
I can catch.
Shitty human. Good football player.
Do you want him on your team? Do you say yes?
Browns are enough of a mess, man. We need to stay away from messes. We are a mess. We don't need to bring in messes.
Do you think he's still got game? Do you think he's tearing up like prison backyard basketball?
Didn't he play basketball in college as well?
No, I'm not really sure.
I wanted to say he did like his freshman year or something. But yeah, I'm sure he's an athletic freak. I mean, so he's probably tearing up the yard.
Oh, I love it.
Hitting the bench with Bubba and... Alright, well that about wraps up episode 2 of Two Guys Talking Shit. And if you like what you heard, leave a comment, 5-star rating, like us on all the social media outlets. If you don't like what you heard, well, you can fuck off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to anybody that did. We're out.
Check it. Just because you go to class, it don't mean you classy. Just because you work for trash, that don't mean you trashy. If you flash a couple times, that don't mean you flashy. People acting happy, but they ain't really happy. I'm just trying to be inspiring. Lately everything's been so tiring. They won't even hire me. Man, it's hard to inspire me. Nostalgia is great, but them days is over. It's the old hip-hop before it crossed over. Never question my flow, my drive is Allen I. Certain talents speak loud, man, you can't deny. I got the answers to your questions and your equations. So credible, I don't